Hey guys, welcome back to Figure Fantasy. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a tier list from the JP version of the game. Now, I have been playing on the soft launch server. I'm actually going to start the game fresh on global server. I just like doing that. I play these soft launches as like a learning experience, then I start fresh with everyone at global. But I wanted to go through the JP tier list and just give you guys the link so you guys can look at it as well, just as a rough guide. Now, take it all with a massive grain of salt. The thing to note about these idle games is that they're often the tier lists often change a lot from like early game through to late game. In the early game, you'll find a lot of characters that can like, you know, self-sustain and deal damage and stuff like that do really well. Whereas in the end game, once you know your whole team's at the same level, because in the early game you normally have one that you can level further, but once everything's the same level, and then you know things like stats on enemies start to get higher. There's a lot of different factors that change these tier lists. So basically just take it with a grain of salt. Also, when we look at the tier list, keep in mind these first 5 characters are going to be of the more unique factions, which are harder to get. So, you know, you're not going to be picking them up as easy. So if you're looking at what you want to get, these 2 factions are much harder. So let's jump over to this tier list. I'll leave a link to this website in the description so you guys can check it out. There's 2 versions of this list we can look at. There is this one where it goes through every character and gives them a number. I actually prefer this one over here, which is one we're going to look at, which does go through them based on, you know, their role, and then it just grades them like that. Now, if you come over here and you're curious, like I do, I love just reading through skills of characters and all that sort of stuff. But if you do come down, there's a nice little section down the bottom. Now, this is a Japanese website that's been translated to English, so some of the English isn't great, but this is like the tier list for each of the different types of characters. So you get your tanks, your DPS, your healers, the firepower DPS, and then we've got the surgeons. So you got all your different your different types of characters here. But down here, it goes through like the specific reasons for the top few characters, which I really do like. So, like I said, these ratings, don't be going and building your team based specifically off of this, because some characters may be better early game, but like I said, then fall off in the late game. But a few characters that I do want to take note of is especially this chick here, who I actually do have. So let's jump over and check her out. And that is going to be Zephyr. So she is incredibly nice as a healer. So basically, she's going to heal everyone with this ability, and the higher her maxed health is, the more health she's going to restore, and restores 16 energy for each teammate, which is really nice. And then as we can see with skill ups, increases the amount of health restored by 10% and energy to 20, and then frost 2 random enemies for 5 seconds as well. The frost is nice, especially if you can synergize it with some other characters, and then increase the amount of health restored by 15% and energy to 24. So in these games, anything with like healing and energy restoration is going to be really nice. So she does have that one. This one here is a support passive, boosts adjacent allies' ultimate power by 20% at the start of each battle. This will be adjusted by the figurine support bonus. And as you can see, this one here restores adjacent allies' energy by 2 every second. And then we've got a bigger boost to ultimate power. So she's a really nice all-in-one. She buffs your main damage dealers. She has a lot of energy regeneration through her passive and also through her active ability. And then, you know, you're getting that extra ultimate damage as well. So she does a lot. Plus, she is applying those frosts. So she's just absolutely amazing as a support if you do manage to pull her. I was really lucky on this account. I got one very early, and she was very helpful for my progression. Okay, and as we move into some DPS options, the next one I want to look at is this one. I believe she's like Zarola. I got there eventually. Now, I mentioned her because she is the first purchase unit. You can get her with a first purchase bonus of $1. So if you do that, you're going to get a copy of her, and she is actually really nice and really highly rated. And I want to go through her skills because I didn't spend on the soft launch, but I did manage to pull a copy of her, and she's a really amazing damage dealer. So I wanted to go through some of this stuff as well. So attacks the enemies in the same line 4 times randomly. If an enemy is hit more more than once, boost damage by 20% for every hit. Now, the thing about these type of abilities is they're okay for AoE, not optimal, but they're really strong on single target because you're just going to hit all those things, like hit that one unit really hard with increasing scaling damage. And then we have here boost damage by 15% if there is no enemies left before all 4 times of damage has been dealt, before all 4 hits have been dealt. Each remaining time will be converted into 15 energies. So that's really nice. You get this 4-hit attack, but if there's only one real weak enemy, you're going to basically kill them with one. But then you're also going to get all that energy back, so you'll be able to use it quicker. So it's like a failsafe built into it, which is really, really nice. And then this one, boosts damage by 10% each time an enemy is defeated. So as you're working through that, like the progression of the battle, you're going to start dealing some higher damage, stacking as well. And then when taking lethal damage, self-detonates and deals damage to all enemies before defeated, which this is nice in campaign as well. But like I said, this ability also does offer some utility in boss fights as well. And she's just pretty much a good all-round sort of damage dealer that I really like. But I wanted to focus on her because I think she's just a really nice one if you do just get that spending bonus. Keeping in mind, you do need lots of copies of things in this game to keep them relevant. So any extra copies you can get are going to be nice. But I don't really want to go too deep into this tier list. I just really wanted to give you guys the resource. And like I said, I will probably evolve these tier lists as I go throughout playing the game. Because like I said, as you get different stages of these games, it really does fluctuate quite a bit, but at least this gives you a rough idea. You know, if you pull a hero and you're curious, you can just jump here, get a vibe for where they're at, rated in the JP version of the game, and sort of gauge off of that. Keeping in mind that some of these characters that are rated lower might be okay. For instance, this chick over in B rating is currently my carry in the game, so just because they are low rated doesn't mean they're terrible. Now, the reason she's pretty decent in the early game is that you can power level her above your other allies, and she's got an ability where she summons boxes at the start of the battle, and these boxes are going to heal her, which is really, really nice. They can also restore her energy, and then when she ultimates, she's got an AoE ultimate that's also going to summon another box to continue healing her. So if you have her power leveled, she's going to be really nice. But when you get towards the end game, when everyone's even leveled, it's not as powerful, the impact that she has. So keep that in mind, especially when you're starting out, that read the abilities as well. Don't just rely on tier lists, because if you don't get the best pulls, you might have something that's actually really good for that stage of the game that can get you through until you pull those other units for the other stages of the game. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. I will be doing more videos on this game. Definitely starting my fresh account should be a bit of fun at Global. I always love the start of accounts, so we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can get some good pulls. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I'll look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.